Recently, I've been hearing rumblings about a trending hair transplant clinic in Chicago that charges way less than industry standards. You might have heard of them. They're called Solve Clinics. Shout out to the boy KWRX for introducing me to them, but ever since then, I've been hearing more and more about this clinic. I recently started uploading to TikTok. Check me out, Johnny Hero. But this clinic has come up a few times in my comments, so put the battery in my back to check them out. I get a few people that love to speak their minds in the comments section, and they'll talk about my hair transplant and say, "That's way too much. You were robbed. They scammed you." So we about to put it to the test and find out if I was scammed by Bosley. We are not going to be going over any hair transplant clinics in Turkey. This is specifically for the people who want to stay in the US to get a hair transplant or want to go to the US to get a hair transplant. So starting with Solve Clinics. A quick Google search and you'll be able to find their results and their pricing. And you'll be able to find that they set their grafts at $5. So I did my research on good old Reddit to try to find the industry average for hair transplant price in America. This was actually really hard because one, people do not like to share that they got a hair transplant. And then two, they're definitely not trying to share how much they paid for it. And then it's Reddit. I don't know who's lying. So I kept the sample size small with 10 posts. So with the sample size at 10, including my own hair transplant, I got the average graft cost in America sitting at $7.66. On Google, they had a range from $2 to $10, so I got that average, which was $6. So then I got the average between those two price points. So the $7.66 with the $6 give me a total of $6.80. So with that math, that puts Solve Clinics at $1.80 less than industry average, which is huge. Disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. This is not facts. This is just some I found on Reddit, and I put the numbers together and get an average. So now I want to get a little bit more personal. I always tell y'all to do your own research, and this is how you do it. So let's dive into Solve Clinics. On their website, you'll be able to see the results. You might have seen this guy before. He's on TikTok. He makes like funny videos and everything like that. And I think he's the one that's been pushing them or putting them on the map where other people are getting to know about the clinic more and more. But he got his hair transplant done there and looks really good. But I'm going to scroll down to look for somebody that has a similar balding to what I had. So that's what you want to do when you go on these websites, on their website. You want to see somebody that looks like you, that has the same kind of balding you did. Okay, so this guy. We got 1,500 grafts. He has dark and coily hair, similar to what my Norwood was, but maybe I was like a little bit worse. Maybe we're like around the same, but we can use this guy. He does still have a thin spot right here in the front left of his head, but he only got a little bit of grafts. If he wants to come in and get like, 500, 800 grafts, he could probably do that right there. Or he probably just uses hair fibers to cover it up. But overall, really good hair transplant. This is where people stop at. This is not where you want to stop. This is the clinic's website. They want to give you the first impression. They're going to put the best of the best on the main page. So you can see this and be like, oh, they did a good job on his hair transplant. They're going to do the same with mine. It's not how it works. Your research does not stop at the clinic's website. You should go into depth, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So then you want to go on Reddit, YouTube, any other place where you can get real feedback from real people. And then if you want to go on TikTok, you can go to that guy's channel. He probably has a list of videos that he talked about where he got his hair transplant. So we're going to use Reddit this time. I'm going to type in hair transplants with the little r/ in the beginning. And then I'm going to type in Solve Clinics. This will give me like a breakdown of what I want to see based on, my search. So I'm looking for hair transplants and I'm looking for Solve Clinics. You're going to see different hair transplant results from different people. Like this guy, for instance, he has a really good hair transplant, but I can't relate to his hair transplant because my hair isn't the same. My hair transplant will be performed differently than his because we have a different hair texture. So in this case, I won't be able to use him as like a template. I need to find somebody else. So then I stumbled on this guy. So yeah, I see he has the FUE procedure, 1,400 grafts, performed at Solve Clinics, perfect. He does PRP treatments every 3 months, and he's taking oral finasteride daily. Very, very important that he's doing those hair loss treatments to make sure his hair transplant stays as good as it can possibly stay. All right, so let's look at his pictures. So this is pre-FUE hair transplant. Okay, he's picked it out a little bit. His balding is a little bit different. The way he's balding doesn't look like a regular Norwood way. It's like a bit patchy and it's not like a pattern. It's more like it balds in whatever areas. I've never seen anything like this before. So it does make me think that he has a different kind of balding. Maybe it is just a different form of alopecia and not male pattern baldness. But for the sake of this, I'm not too sure about his medical history and everything like that. I'm not going to go too deep into it. We're just going to say like he's suffering from male pattern baldness. Then this is him 2 years post-op, 4 months with no haircut. As you can see, hair is really full, really dense. 1,400 grafts got him right. As you see, the hair loss treatment definitely helps. He's able to retain his hair. He's not balding anymore because of the Finasteride, the PRP that he's doing. He's able to retain all of his hair. Okay, let's see if he shows us more. And this is his side. As you can see, the hair is a little bit different from the sides to from what it is on the top, the way it grows. That's just because, you know, it's not naturally supposed to be there. It's just one of those little caveats that's going to happen. As long as you have hair there, as long as it's full, when people see you straight on, they're going to see that luscious full hair. So it looks good. I wish he would have showed an angle like this, like the beginning angle. But, you know, to each his own. He probably does have it, but he just didn't post it. So we're just going to use this. So in this case, Solve Clinic has 2 really good hair transplants that I've seen. Actually 3 if you count the guy from TikTok. So I'm like, okay, this is a decent hair transplant clinic. I know that people have gotten good results. When you do go on Reddit, you will see some posts about how bad the clinic was, how they didn't like the doctors, how their hair transplant didn't come out good. With those things, I don't really trust words anymore. I need to see pictures. Show me proof, show me evidence. If you can't show me proof, I can't really take your word for it. You can tell me that your hair transplant was bad, that you went to this clinic and you had the worst experience ever. All right, let me see the hair transplant. Let me see what is bad to you, because what's bad to you might not be bad to me. Also, people say they had a bad hair transplant, but they're not doing any type of maintenance or hair loss treatment, so they continue to bald and they wonder why I just paid this money. Why did my hair transplant not come out successful? It's probably because you didn't do any treatment after the fact. So this is just the surface of vetting a clinic. Of course, you can do more and more research, dig deep into like what you can find on this clinic. So this first guy, he had 1,500 grafts. We're going to put it for $5, giving him to a price at $7,500 for his hair transplant. This second guy had 1,400 grafts. We're going to multiply that by $5, and he has paid $7,000 for his hair transplant. So now let's take me, for example. Let's say I went to Solve Clinic and I got 1,600 grafts. I would have paid $5 for each graft and would have came out to $8,000. So now let's go over to Bosley ATL. Let's say all of our examples went to Bosley the same time I went, March 2023. At that time, the graft cost was $7. With 1,500 grafts, he would have paid $10,500. He got 1,400 grafts. He would have ended off paying $9,800. Then you have me, 1,600 grafts for $7 a graft, $11,200 for my hair transplant. So on average between all of us, we would have got our hair transplant for $3,000 less if we went to Solve Clinic. So with all that math mumbo jumbo out the way, did Bosley scam me? Nah. That 3K difference from Bosley to Solve Clinic means something different to everybody. Depending on who you are in your situation, that 3K can mean a lot, it can mean a little. And so in terms of me, if a 7K difference wasn't going to take me over to Turkey, a 3K difference wasn't going to do much either. And I already know somebody's in the comment, bruh, just go to Turkey. Bruh. If you want a hair transplant for the lowest price possible, just go to Turkey. They'll give you way more grafts for way lower price. It's a personal decision. You have to make that decision for yourself. You've seen hair transplants that come from Turkey. They can do an amazing job. American bias, it just wasn't going to happen for me. And I really didn't want to get on a flight. I wanted to be as comfortable as possible in this process. And the fact that I could just drive to the clinic and then drive home, it was just a way easier time. Now, is that worth 7K? Up to you. Is that worth 3K? Up to you. You do not have to do what I did. I just gave y'all a great hair transplant clinic in Chicago that costs way less than American average. Bosley did an amazing job on my hair transplant, and Turkey is always an option if you want the lowest cost possible. So I wanted to end this video off with a quick example. Here are 2 chairs I found online, one at Target, one at Amazon. I bumped up the price at Target to be at $125, while the price at Amazon is $95. You have 2 options. You can get it cheaper at Amazon, but you'll have to wait a week to get it. Or you can go to Target right now and pick up the chair for $125. Am I being scammed by Target if I already know I can get it cheaper at Amazon? That's up to you to decide. In my opinion, no, there's no deception involved. I'm not getting scammed if I already know I can get it cheaper from somewhere else. I live my life by, if you want it, get it. I wanted it, so I got it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Check out the TikTok, DM me, email me, sign up for the one-on-one consultations. I want to support y'all just as much as y'all support me. Thank you for the 1,000 subscribers. I didn't forget about that. I'm going to do a giveaway, and I'm going to give away all my hair care products so you can use for your hair growth journey. Thank you so much, y'all. I hope you're having a great 2024. I'll see you in the next video.